Why can some people receive the worst insults with a smile on their face, while others explode at the slightest provocation? Epictetus, who was a slave before becoming one of history's greatest philosophers, had the answer: it's not external events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. He developed 11 mental habits that literally reprogram your brain to respond to provocations in a completely different way. These principles were tested under the most extreme conditions imaginable: slavery, torture, exile, and they proved to work. Now imagine the power of these techniques applied to your daily challenges. That toxic colleague, the relative who always criticizes you, the haters on social media. You're just minutes away from discovering a system that will forever change how you deal with provocations. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment where in the world you're watching from, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered why some people stay calm, even when others try to make them angry? Why do some people smile and speak gently, even when someone is rude or unkind to them? These questions are important, because everyone has moments when life feels hard and people do not treat us well. Understanding how to remain calm can help you live a better and happier life. A long time ago, in a place called ancient Greece, there lived a man named Epictetus. He was not born into a rich family. When he was young, he faced many problems. He had little power and was not free for part of his early life. Even so, Epictetus became known for his wisdom and kindness. He did not let his troubles make him bitter or angry. Instead, he learned how to remain calm and peaceful inside, no matter what was happening outside. Epictetus was a philosopher. A philosopher is a person who asks big questions about life, right and wrong, and how to be happy. Epictetus wanted to know how people could live without letting anger, fear, or sadness control them. He believed everyone could practice calmness. He began to share his ideas with others, hoping to make their lives easier and more peaceful. Epictetus followed a way of thinking called Stoicism. The word is Stoicism. Stoicism is a simple philosophy. It teaches that real peace and happiness do not come from things or people around us. Instead, peace comes from inside us, in the way we think about what happens in our lives. Stoics believe that we do not have to let outside things make us unhappy. We can change how we think, and this helps us deal with whatever comes our way. Stoicism began in Greece a very long time ago, more than 2,000 years back in history. Many people from different places and ways of life have followed Stoic ideas. They found that the ideas worked, even in the hardest times. The lessons of the Stoics, and of Epictetus in particular, have been shared from generation to generation. Today, people still find them helpful for living better lives. One of the most important lessons from Epictetus is this: the events around us do not control our feelings. The words people say, the actions people take, and even the things that happen by chance do not force us to feel a certain way. Instead, what matters is how we react in our minds. Our thoughts decide if we become angry, sad, or peaceful. What does this mean in real life? Imagine someone insults you. Their words might be nasty, and anyone could feel hurt. But the truth is, the words are just sounds. They cannot reach inside your mind unless you let them. If you hear the words and tell yourself, "These words are not true," or "I will not let this make me upset," you may feel calm. But if you start thinking, "This is unfair," or "Why are they so mean to me?" then you may begin to feel pain or anger. Epictetus said that understanding this difference, the difference between what happens to us and what we choose to think about it, is the most important thing for living peacefully. He wanted everyone to know that calmness is something we can practice. You do not need special training, a lot of money, or even much time. What you need is to pay attention to your thoughts and to work on making better choices, slowly, day after day. Epictetus taught these ideas to many people. Some of his students were powerful, Others were ordinary people, just like most of us. He did not keep his ideas a secret for the rich or the famous. He wanted everyone to know how to become strong inside and feel steady, no matter what was happening in the world. People around Epictetus often faced hard lives. There were wars, sickness, and loss. Many things were outside their control. He could see, though, that people suffered more from their thoughts and worries than from the events themselves. He taught them, and now he can teach us, that it is possible to live well, even in difficult times. Epictetus's way of teaching was gentle. He did not shout or force his students to believe him. He spoke with kindness. He asked simple questions and helped people notice what was happening in their own minds. Bit by bit, his students learned that reacting calmly was a skill. It could be practiced, just like reading, writing, or learning to cook. Stoicism, the philosophy Epictetus followed, is based on a few simple ideas. The first idea is, focus only on what you can control. There are many things in life we cannot change. What others do, the weather, who wins a game, or what happened yesterday. But there is one thing we can always control. That is our own mind. We can pick our thoughts. We can choose our actions. The second idea is, do not let your feelings rule over you. Anger, fear, sadness, and worry are common. Everyone experiences these emotions sometimes. The Stoics did not say we must never feel them. Instead, they taught us not to act only because of these feelings. We can notice them, pause, and then pick the best action for ourselves. This is a way to protect your peace, even if life is difficult. The third idea is, remember that challenges are part of life. Epictetus and the other Stoics never promised that life would be easy. They did not believe happiness means never facing problems. Instead, they believed that problems help us practice calmness and patience. When something hard happens, instead of asking, "Why me?" we can say, "I will use this moment to be strong and learn." Epictetus also spoke about the importance of simple habits. He noticed that wisdom is not just about knowing facts, it is about what we do every day. The more we practice calm habits, the more they become natural. Just like brushing your teeth or making your bed becomes part of your routine, so can choosing calm thoughts and good actions. Many years ago, Epictetus spoke to groups of people who wanted to learn from him. He did not write his own books, but one of his students listened carefully and wrote down what Epictetus taught. Because of this, we still have his words today. These teachings became very important for people around the world. Some of the most famous lessons from Epictetus talk about freedom. Not just freedom outside, but also freedom inside. He said that nobody can make you think or feel anything unless you agree. This is true freedom. When you decide how to react, you are in control of yourself. This way of living does not mean you become cold or stop caring about others. Epictetus cared deeply about people and wanted everyone to feel peace and happiness. What he wanted to teach was that most strength comes not from fighting others, but from learning how to guide your own mind and heart. There are other well-known Stoic thinkers besides Epictetus. One is Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor. Another is Seneca, a writer and teacher. Together, these thinkers made Stoicism strong and clear. They all agreed that, although the world outside is full of changes and problems, the calm we find inside ourselves can last. Stoicism grew in ancient Greece, but it did not stay there. Soon, people from Rome and many other places started learning from the Stoics. Their ideas have lasted for over 20 centuries. Today, you can still find Stoic writing in many languages, and people from all over the world use their lessons to live better lives. Epictetus liked to say that anyone can learn and use Stoic ideas. You do not need a special gift. You just need to be willing to practice, try again, and look for what is good in every moment. Even a small change in the way you think can help you feel calmer and more in control of your feelings. One important idea in Stoicism is that our true value does not come from what others say or from the things we own. It comes from what we think and do. If you choose kindness, patience, and honesty, you are living well. If someone else does not see your value, that does not make you less valuable. This idea helps us worry less about what people think and more about who we are inside. Epictetus used easy words to teach his lessons. He wanted children and adults, rich and poor, wise and simple, all to understand him. His goal was to make life better and easier for everyone, not just a few people. He believed that calmness is for all who are willing to work for it. For Epictetus, calmness was not something you are born with. It is something you build, like a house or a garden. With practice and care, you can make your mind a peaceful place. If you make mistakes or lose your peace for a moment, that is normal. What matters is getting up and practicing again. The life of Epictetus can teach us many things. He did not have power, riches, or fame. He had troubles, just like anyone. But by practicing habits of calm thinking, he found a kind of peace that nothing outside could take away from him. His peaceful mind was his best treasure. If you decide to learn from Epictetus, you can take small steps each day. You might begin by catching your thoughts when someone says something unkind to you. Before you answer, you can pause and remember that your peace is yours to control. If you make a choice that helps you be calm, that is a good step. Each time you do this, you get a little better at controlling your feelings. Epictetus also taught his students to help others. If you are calm inside, you can treat people with fairness, even if they are having a hard day. You do not have to wait for others to be nice to you first. When you show calmness and patience, you teach others by your actions, not just your words. Epictetus believed that even people who make mistakes or act badly can become good. He believed that forgiveness and understanding are important. We all struggle with our minds and feelings. It is normal to feel upset or angry sometimes, but if you keep trying to practice the habits he suggested, your life can become much better. The story of Epictetus is a story of hope. If a person who faced many problems could find peace, so can anyone. His ideas are like simple tools, easy to pick up, helpful in daily life, and good for everyone. With Stoic habits, you can learn to be strong inside, calm, gentle, and fair, no matter what is happening around you. Epictetus's teachings help you trust yourself. You can learn to say, I can choose how I react. I do not need to let anyone or anything steal my peace. When you believe in your own power to guide your mind, you are already on the path to being happier and calmer. This way of living is possible for everyone. You do not have to change the world to live well. You need only change a little in the way you think, what you choose to focus on, and the habits you build every day. Epictetus showed, with his life and his words, that even the smallest changes can lead to peace inside. In times when people are angry, worried, or afraid, the habits of Epictetus still help. They bring calm in arguments, patience with mistakes, and kindness when things do not go as we wish. These lessons are simple, but they make a big difference when we use them, even in small ways. If you ever feel lost, upset, or out of control, you can remember Epictetus and his teachings. You can remind yourself that calmness is always possible. It takes practice, patience, and the will to start again every day. But by trying, you join a long line of people who have used these lessons to live better, happier lives. With this understanding of who Epictetus was and what Stoicism can offer, you have started the first step on a peaceful path. The journey of learning how to stay calm, no matter what happens, begins with these simple lessons from the past, ready to help you now. Every day brings new situations. Sometimes they are good, and sometimes they are hard. It is normal to feel strong emotions during these times. Many people think that the things happening around them always decide if they are happy or sad, angry or calm. But Epictetus taught something different. He showed that the most important part is not what happens outside, but what happens inside our own minds. Our way of thinking shapes every moment of our lives. When someone says something unkind, it does not enter your mind on its own. Your mind listens, and it begins to think about what was said. In this moment, you can choose how to think about the words, even if it feels difficult. Our mind has its own power, and this power is greater than many people realize. Imagine you are in a room and someone says something that could hurt your feelings. If your mind quickly thinks, "Those words are true," you might start to feel pain or sadness. If your mind says, "This is unfair," you may become angry. But if you stop for a moment and tell yourself, "This is only what one person says, it does not change who I am," you give yourself the chance to feel calm and strong. Two people can listen to the same words and feel very different emotions. One person may laugh and not mind at all. Another person may feel very upset or angry. Why does this happen? The reason is that each person's mind has its own way of thinking about what they hear. The outside event is the same, but the inside reaction is different. Epictetus explained that our thoughts are like small actions inside our brains. We may not always notice them. They can move very quickly. When something happens, our mind makes meaning from it. If we learn to pay attention to what we are thinking, we can begin to see how our feelings start and grow. It is not easy to notice our thoughts all the time. When we feel strong emotions, our mind moves fast. We may want to reply, to defend ourselves, or to walk away. This is normal. What Epictetus teaches is that we can pause and look at what is happening in our minds. We can ask simple questions to ourselves. What am I thinking right now? Is this thought helping me or making things worse? These questions give us space to make better choices. Paying attention to your thoughts is a skill. At first, it may feel strange. You may catch your mind saying something that does not help you. Maybe your thoughts say, "I am not good enough," or "People always treat me badly." When you notice these thoughts, you can ask, "Is this true?" Often you will find that the thought is only a habit and not a fact. When we start to see what our mind is doing, we can begin to change it little by little. Epictetus used to say that we are not prisoners of our experiences. We are free to pick new thoughts. This is the real power each person has. No matter what others say or do, we can learn to guide our own minds. Sometimes, after we notice our thoughts, we find that we are telling ourselves stories that make things harder than they are. We might imagine the worst, or believe that we cannot handle a situation. These kinds of thoughts grow quickly if we let them. But almost always, these stories are not completely true. When we stop and think, we might see that we are strong enough, or that things are not as bad as we first thought. Epictetus showed that we are more than our first reaction. The first feeling may be strong, but it does not have to guide what we do next. Every person has the ability to wait, to watch their mind for a short moment, and then decide what to think or say. This does not mean that we ignore our feelings or pretend they do not exist. It means that we see them, understand where they come from, and choose if we want to keep them or let them go. When you pay attention to what you tell yourself, you start to notice patterns. You may see that certain people or situations always make you feel a certain way. For example, you may get upset when you feel ignored, or you may feel angry when someone speaks loudly. These are normal reactions, but they do not have to control you forever. By watching your thoughts, you can slowly change them to be more calm and helpful. People may worry that they cannot control their minds. They might say, "I have always been this way," or "My feelings are too strong." But Epictetus believed that with practice, anyone can change their habits of thinking. It might not be fast, and sometimes it will feel hard. But every small step brings more calm and freedom inside. One way to begin changing your thoughts is to use kind words for yourself. When you notice a thought that hurts or worries you, you can gently say, "I am doing my best," or "This feeling will pass." You can also remind yourself of what is true, like, "I can choose how to respond," or "Other people's words do not control me." These simple sentences help your mind remember your own power. Another useful step is to ask yourself, "Is this thought helping me live peacefully?" If the answer is no, you can try to find a thought that makes you feel calm or strong instead. It could be as simple as, "I will take a deep breath and give myself a moment before I react." This small change can make a big difference in how you feel. Epictetus taught that this skill of guiding your mind is like learning any new habit. At first, it may feel like you forget more than you remember. You may notice you thought about something unhelpful only after you already reacted with anger or sadness. This is normal. Every time you practice noticing your thoughts, you get better at it. Some people think they must stop feeling emotions to gain control of their mind. This is not what Epictetus wanted. He knew that emotions are a natural part of being human. The skill is not to end emotions, but to work with them kindly. If you feel angry, sad, or scared, you can still choose what to do with those feelings. You do not have to become a different person. You only need to become friends with your mind and learn how to guide it. There will be days when your mind is busy and you think many quick and strong thoughts. This is normal too. On these days, it can help to take things slowly. You can give yourself space to rest or take a short walk. Sometimes writing down what you are thinking can help you see your thoughts more clearly. When you see your ideas on paper, it is easier to decide which thoughts are useful and which you can let go. Some people like to talk to someone they trust when their mind feels crowded or confused. This can be a friend, a family member, or someone who will listen gently. Sharing your thoughts with another can make you see them in a different light. It can help you remember that you are not alone in facing strong emotions. When you notice and understand your thoughts, you begin to feel that your emotions are not so big or scary. Instead, they are signals. If you are angry, it may mean you care about fairness. If you are sad, you may need kindness or support. If you are worried, your mind may want to protect you. When you listen kindly to your own feelings, you learn more about yourself. You can say, "Thank you, mind, for telling me how I feel. Now I will choose my next step." Epictetus believed that when we learn this skill, each day becomes brighter. We stop feeling like life is something that only happens to us. We realize that we have a part to play. With guided thoughts, we can make each moment better, no matter what is happening outside. Sometimes you may find yourself lost in thoughts that repeat. They may go around and around in your head. These are called worry loops or thought circles. It can feel hard to stop them. When this happens, it is helpful to pause your body. Take a gentle breath. Notice that you are here and now. Remind yourself, "I do not have to believe every thought I think. My mind is powerful, and I can pick which thoughts to keep." There are times when you do not notice your thoughts until later. Maybe you had a conversation and felt hurt afterward. In those moments, you can look back and ask, "What did my mind tell me? Was that helpful? What could I think next time to feel calmer?" Even a small bit of reflection helps your mind learn to guide itself better in the future. Over time, you will begin to see that every person has the same power. We cannot always choose what happens to us, but we can choose what we do with our thoughts about what happens. Maybe someone is unkind to you. Instead of letting it ruin your whole day, you can remember, "Their actions do not decide how I feel inside." Maybe you make a mistake and feel sad. You can remind yourself, "Everyone makes mistakes. I can learn and try again tomorrow." Epictetus taught that you do not need to fight your thoughts. You do not need to shame yourself for feeling angry, sad, or worried. You can treat your mind like a friend. You can say, "Thank you for trying to help me. Right now, I choose peace." The more you treat yourself with kindness, the easier it becomes to guide your mind toward calmness. People often want to know how long it takes to feel calm and strong. Every person is different. For some, it may take weeks. For others, months. What matters is that you take small steps every day. Each time you notice your thoughts and choose a calm reaction, you grow stronger on the inside. There will always be hard days. Some people will test your patience. Some situations may feel too big. On those days, your mind may want to return to old habits of worry or anger. This is part of learning. Every time you choose calmness, even if just for a minute, you are practicing the habit that Epictetus taught. Your mind is like a garden. When you plant helpful and kind thoughts, they grow. When you notice weeds of anger and doubt, you can choose not to give them your full attention. Simple actions, repeated many times, lead to a peaceful mind that stays calm in good times and hard times. When you start to see that your feelings follow your thoughts, you realize that you can shape your emotions before they become actions. If you feel anger rising, you can pause, take a breath, and choose a different thought. If you feel sad, you can give yourself a kind message. Each time you do this, you are building a better, stronger mind. Every person can learn this. It is not something only for special people or those with many years of practice. Children, adults, and older people all have this power. If you forget sometimes, that is okay. Each day is a new chance to notice your thoughts and respond calmly. Epictetus trusted in the power of practice. He asked his students to notice their reactions, not just in big moments, but in small daily events too. If something does not go as you hoped, or if someone speaks with a harsh voice, you have the chance to see what your mind is doing and gently guide it back to calm. You can help your mind by making small routines. In the morning, you might start with a simple thought like, "Today I will do my best." If something hard happens, I will give myself a moment to think. At night, you can ask yourself, "Did I guide my mind kindly today? What can I try again tomorrow?" These simple questions help you get to know your mind better. When you practice this each day, you learn that you are not at the mercy of the outside world. Instead, you are the leader of your own mind. With practice, the voice inside your head becomes calmer and more helpful. You make better choices, and you feel more peace, no matter what others say or do. Epictetus also reminded people that thoughts are not always facts. Just because you think something does not mean it is true. You can ask, "What is real? What am I just imagining?" This helps stop worries from growing bigger than they need to be. It makes a difference to notice what thoughts you listen to most. If you spend time thinking about what you cannot control, you may feel worried or angry. If you pay attention to what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your words, you begin to feel confident and steady. Even if the world outside is stormy, your mind can learn to be a safe place for you. Epictetus showed that, in every moment, a new thought is possible. If your mind falls into old patterns, you can gently lead it back to where you want to be. You do not need to win every time. What matters is that you keep trying, again and again. Choosing your thoughts is an act of self-kindness. You are caring for yourself as you would care for a friend. The more often you do this, the easier it becomes. One day you may realize that you have stayed calm when you would have become angry, or you spoke kindly when you would have been silent. This is the proof that your mind is changing. It is getting stronger, calmer, and more peaceful. As you keep practicing these lessons, you will notice a feeling of quiet strength growing inside you. Moments that once made you upset will feel easier to handle. Other people may even notice your calmness and wonder how you do it. This is the simple, powerful result of learning to guide your thoughts with care, as Epictetus taught. With this practice, you become more ready for anything that comes your way. Even when you face challenges, you know that your power lies inside your own mind. Your thoughts belong to you, and you can shape them into something peaceful and strong every single day. Choosing your thoughts with care is something you can practice again and again, and every moment gives you a new chance. Epictetus believed that there is a simple action you can use whenever you notice your thoughts are leading you towards strong emotions. This action is called pausing. It means stopping for a little time before you say or do anything. It is a very powerful habit, but it is also simple enough for anyone to try. When something happens that makes you feel angry or sad or uncomfortable, your first feeling can be very quick and very strong. Your mind wants to answer right away. Maybe someone says something that feels unfair. Maybe someone at work or school does not treat you kindly. Your first thought might be to reply quickly, to defend yourself, or to walk away with harsh words. This is a normal reaction for many people. Epictetus, however, taught that you always have another choice. You do not have to let your first emotion control what you do next. When you notice your feelings getting stronger, you can remind yourself to stop for a short pause. This pause does not need to be long. Even just a few moments can help. During the pause, you do not need to do anything special. You can simply take one deep breath and let it out slowly. This is the time to watch what your mind is saying and feeling without jumping right into action. The pause is like a safe space for your thoughts. It helps you see what is happening inside you before you let your feelings turn into words or actions. When you stop, even for a very short time, you give yourself a small distance from the strong emotion. This distance lets you choose your next step instead of just reacting because of the feeling. You are giving your mind space to calm down, and you are giving yourself kindness. At first, the pause may feel difficult. When you are upset, your body and mind want to react quickly. You might notice your heart beating faster, or your hands feeling tight. But if you can remember to pause, even just for one long breath, you will see that your feelings do not have to decide your next action. The more you practice, the more your mind learns that there is no need to hurry. Calmness becomes easier over time. Epictetus explained that everyone can create this habit. You do not need anything special to pause in daily life. At home, at work, at school, or even outdoors, you can always give yourself a moment before answering someone, before making a choice, or before getting involved in an argument. The power is in your hands at every moment. Sometimes we think that a pause is only for big, difficult moments. But small problems are also the best time to practice. If someone bumps into you by mistake, if a friend forgets to answer a message, or if you are waiting and feel impatient, you can still use the pause. With each small pause, you become better at using this skill for more serious situations. Using the pause helps with all kinds of feelings. If you are scared, pausing helps you notice what you are afraid of and think about it calmly. If you are sad, pausing gives you a little comfort before you let sadness guide your actions. The pause does not make your problems go away, but it helps you see them with a clearer mind so you can respond wisely. In the beginning, pausing might feel strange. Sometimes people around you may wonder why you are quiet for a moment, but most of the time, others do not notice at all. The pause is something you can do silently inside your own mind. You do not have to let anyone know that you are practicing it. You can pause for as long or as short as you like. Epictetus taught that the pause is not about ignoring your feelings. Instead, it is about being gentle with your mind. If you are angry, you do not have to pretend you are not. You pause, you notice the anger, and you let it be there without letting it make your choice for you. If you are sad, you can let yourself feel the sadness and wait before deciding what to do about it. This way, your feelings become information, not orders. You can use a pause in many different situations. For example, if you get a message online that upsets you, you might want to answer at once. In this moment, you can wait and breathe. You can ask yourself if you truly want to answer now, or if you need more time. You can return to your message later, when you feel ready. The pause gives you freedom from your first emotion. If you are talking to someone and the conversation gets heated, you can pause before replying. Sometimes it can help to say, "I need a moment to think." Sometimes you can just stay silent and breathe. You will feel your body slow down. Your thoughts will become clearer. When you are ready, you can speak more calmly, and you are less likely to say something you will regret later. You can also use the pause when you make mistakes. If you drop something, or if you do not finish your work as you hoped, your first thought might be to feel frustrated with yourself. In that moment, pause. Take a slow breath. Remind yourself that mistakes happen to everyone. The pause gives you a chance to speak kindly to yourself, just as you would speak to a friend. Children, teens, and adults all need pauses at times. Some people learn to pause in childhood, while others learn much later in life. What matters is your willingness to give yourself this small gift. It does not cost anything but can give you great comfort. The pause is a good tool when you are tired or busy. During a long day, you may feel stress building inside you. As soon as you notice, pause for one moment. Close your eyes if you like. Breathe in and then slowly release the air. This small break is enough to help your mind rest for a second. It will help you return to your day feeling a bit more steady inside. In family life, pausing can bring more peace into your home. Parents, children, siblings, and anyone living together sometimes disagree or feel annoyed with each other. If anyone in the family chooses to pause during a hard moment, it helps everyone feel safer and more respected. People listen better, and arguments become less strong. If you are in a group, at work or school, and people disagree, a pause can change the whole feeling of the group. Sometimes, just by pausing yourself, you help others calm down too. A group that pauses together learns how to solve problems more gently and with more understanding. Epictetus knew that pausing is not always easy, especially when you have not practiced before. Some days you might forget to pause and react quickly. When this happens, it is important to be gentle with yourself. There is no need to feel shame or anger for not remembering. You can always try again at the next chance. If you want to remember to pause more often, it helps to remind yourself at certain times of day. You can choose to pause before you get out of bed in the morning, before eating a meal, or before speaking in an important conversation. Each planned pause helps your brain build the habit. After many tries, your mind will start to pause on its own, even when you do not tell it to. You can also use simple words to help you in the pause. Some people like to say, "Wait," or "breathe," or "let me think." Others count slowly in their mind from 1 to 5 before answering. Any short phrase that matters to you can be your reminder. Over time, these little words become a kind voice in your thoughts. Use your senses during the pause. You can listen to your breath, feel your feet on the ground, or look around the room. Even seeing colors or touching something soft can give you comfort and help your mind slow down. These actions bring you back to the present, away from worries about the past or future. With practice, the pause does more than help in hard moments. It starts to change the way you act every day. You become less quick to get angry, less ready to fight, and more able to listen. You notice your feelings sooner, and you use your words more carefully. Other people may start to feel safer and more relaxed around you because you handle moments of stress quietly and gently. When you use the pause, you can also see situations more clearly. If someone insults you, you notice your first pain or anger, but in the pause you can remember that their words do not have to decide your worth or your mood. If you have a busy schedule, you might start to feel overwhelmed, but after pausing, you can decide what is truly important and what can wait. The pause helps you control your mind instead of your mind controlling you. It creates a habit of strength that grows each time you choose to wait before acting. Each time you pause in a moment of stress, you are building a calmer mind for the future. You may have days when you forget or choose not to pause. That is part of learning a new skill. You can always restart the habit. Every new day, every new moment is a chance to try again. The more often you use the pause, the more you notice its power. When you pause, you also teach others by your example. Children watch parents, friends watch each other. When people see you respond to hard moments calmly, they may become curious about your way. They might ask how you stay so calm, or they might start pausing too. In times of trouble or sadness, a pause can give you time to care for your feelings. You can sit quietly, notice what your heart and body are saying, and treat yourself with kindness. Sometimes, a pause gives you what you need before you speak or decide what to do next. Over weeks and months, you may see changes in yourself. Fewer arguments, less regret about things said in anger, and more peaceful moments, even on hard days. Epictetus promised this is possible for everyone. All it takes is small steps. One pause now, another pause tomorrow, and another after that. If you keep practicing the pause, it becomes part of who you are. Other habits start to grow from this one. You learn to listen more, to understand others, and to choose your actions with more care. The people you spend time with will also feel the change in you, and your life will become more peaceful. Sometimes it may help to use the pause not only when things are hard, but also when things are going well. When you feel happy, excited, or grateful, you can pause to enjoy the good feeling and let it stay with you. This makes your mind even stronger because you learn not to rush, even when things are good. Pausing can be a way to take care of yourself. When you are kind to your own mind, you find it easier to be kind to others. You begin to speak and act with intention, not just because of emotion. You make better choices and build better relationships with the people around you. If you practice pausing every day, even for a few seconds at a time, it will change how you experience your whole life. Problems feel smaller, successes feel brighter. You develop patience for yourself and for others. The simple habit of pausing, taught by Epictetus so many centuries ago, remains one of the best ways to keep calm in any situation. As you give yourself these small moments of rest, other Stoic ideas become easier. When life feels busy or stressful, or when other people's actions are hard to understand, you already have a place of quiet inside you. The pause is always there, ready to help whenever you need it. When you know how to pause, you can face new challenges with a calm mind. If you remember this skill, you will meet each day with more peace and more strength, no matter what happens around you. Focusing on the next simple steps will help you build even more calmness, starting with knowing what you can control in every situation you meet. When you remember to pause, you start to notice something important about life. There are many things happening all around you. Some things make you happy, and some things make you worried or upset. You might face difficult days when people do not act the way you hope, or when plans change suddenly and problems appear. During all of these moments, you have one special power, a choice about what to focus on. Epictetus taught that choosing carefully what you focus on is the first step to becoming truly calm and peaceful. Every day you might think about many things. You may be concerned about events at home, at school, or at work. You may wish to change someone's mind or hope others will treat you more kindly. But no person has the power to control everything. When you try to control what you cannot, you feel more stress and disappointment. Epictetus believed that real strength comes from learning the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. If you think about your daily life, you will see that there are many things outside your control. The weather is outside your control. The thoughts and feelings of other people are outside your control. The past and events that have already happened are also outside your control. Even many things that happen in your own body, like getting sick or feeling tired, cannot always be controlled completely. At the same time, there are a few things that you can always control. You can decide how to act in this moment. You can choose your words. You can choose to be kind. You can pick how much effort you give to something. Most of all, you can choose your own thoughts. This is where your greatest power lies. Epictetus asked his students to spend some time each day thinking about these two sides, what you can control and what you cannot. He explained that you do not need to feel upset about the things you cannot change. If you let go of trying to control everything, your mind becomes lighter. You have more energy and peace inside. Sometimes people spend a lot of time and energy worrying about other people's choices or opinions. For example, you might feel sad because someone at work was not friendly, or you might feel angry because a friend did not call you back. But these are not things you control. If you use your mind to focus only on your part, your kindness, your patience, your effort, then you are using your power well. It can be helpful to ask yourself simple questions when you feel worried or upset. Is this something I can control? If the answer is yes, you can decide what action to take. If the answer is no, you can practice letting it go. This does not mean you stop caring about life or people, but you stop trying to fix what cannot be fixed by you. Letting go does not mean giving up or feeling weak. Instead, letting go of what you cannot control is like taking off a heavy coat on a hot day. It feels easier. It helps you move more freely through your day. You are able to see new choices and use your energy on things that matter most, your own thoughts and actions. If you look at a day from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, you will notice many moments when your mind tries to take control of things that are not truly yours to guide. Maybe you wish for perfect weather, or maybe you want everyone around you to agree with you. When you see your mind thinking this way, you can gently remind yourself that these things are not yours to hold. Instead, you can focus on what is really in your hands. Even if someone is rude, you can answer with softness. Even if a plan changes, you can decide how you react. Even if you do not get what you wish, you can choose to be grateful for what you have. These small actions are powerful. Some people worry that if they stop trying to control everything, their life will become worse. Epictetus taught the opposite. When you stop fighting with the world, you start to feel more peace in your heart. You begin to see that much of life is about accepting what happens and using your energy wisely for your own choices. It is common to feel angry or sad when things go in a way you do not like. Everyone feels this at times. But if you always respond with stress or anger about things outside your control, you will spend your days feeling tired and unhappy. Epictetus taught that learning to notice what is yours to control and what is not brings freedom. For example, if someone says something unkind to you, you cannot make them take it back. You cannot make them think or feel differently. But you can control what you say in reply and what you believe about yourself. You can choose to ignore their words or answer gently. If you focus only on your own response, your mind stays peaceful. If you try to control things outside your power, such as forcing someone to like you or change their opinion, you will find more pain. You may feel rejected or alone. Instead, if you accept that their thoughts are theirs, not yours, you can bring your mind back to what you truly can do. You might remind yourself, I can only guide my own actions. When something goes wrong, like losing an object or missing a chance, it helps to remember that the past cannot be changed. What you do right now is all you can control. You can choose to search carefully, to start again, or to forgive yourself and move forward. People often waste many hours thinking about things they have no power to change. This can be worrying about a test after it is finished, feeling upset about someone else's mistake, or wishing you could change your past actions. Each time this happens, you can pause and gently tell yourself, "This is outside my control." Then, bring your mind back to the next thing you can do. One way to practice this habit is to write down or say out loud what you can and cannot control. You might make a list at the start or end of your day. On the list of things you can control, write your attitude, your effort, your words, and your choices. On the other list, write other people's opinions, the weather, or the past. Seeing this separation helps your mind remember where to focus your energy. Each moment gives you a choice. If you use your time and attention on things you cannot change, you will feel stuck and tired. If you use your mind to choose good actions in your own power, you will feel more hope and strength. You will begin to see progress even in small ways. Sometimes letting go feels hard. You may feel a strong desire to fix or change something outside yourself. It can help to speak softly to yourself, reminding your mind of what is true. Say, "I trust myself to handle what is mine to handle, and I let go of the rest." These words bring calmness, even during difficult times. Epictetus also believed in practicing this every day, not just once. Some days it is easy to let go, other days it is not. When you find yourself feeling upset about things outside your power, remember that it is normal. You are learning, step by step. What matters is your effort and willingness to practice. If you are living, working, or studying with others, you will often see things happen that you cannot change. Maybe someone else's behavior is unfair, or someone makes a decision you do not agree with. You might want to change their mind or behavior. Remind yourself that you can only speak honestly and thoughtfully. The final choice is theirs, not yours. If you accept this, your stress will be less, and your mind will feel lighter. This habit works even in big problems. If you face something very serious, like losing a job, a change in your health, or someone treating you badly, you still have choices. You cannot control the main event, but you can always pick your next action or thought. Instead of feeling lost, you can find small steps you can take, no matter how small they are. If you often talk with people who like to complain or worry, their words might make you feel worried too. You do not have to fix their feelings. You can listen kindly, but remember that their emotions belong to them. Your job is to keep your own mind steady and peaceful. Spending time thinking about what is outside your control can make even a simple day feel hard. When you notice this, return your attention to your own choices. This habit will make you stronger. You can practice with little things first. If it rains and you hoped for sun, you can choose your attitude about the rain. If a bus or train is late, you can decide how to use your waiting time. These are small moments, but they help your mind to become used to letting go. If you forget and spend energy on things you cannot control, forgive yourself. This is part of learning. You can always try again. Each new day gives you new chances to practice. Children can learn this habit too. Parents and teachers can share with children the things they can control, like being honest, working hard, and treating others with respect. Children also learn that other people's words and actions are not always in their power. With practice, even young people can become more calm and confident by focusing on what is theirs to change. As you practice, you may want to remind yourself by writing notes or gentle reminders. You can put words on your wall or in your pocket. Words like, "I control my actions," or "let go of what you cannot change," help you bring your mind back to the present. In quiet moments, you can also sit and ask yourself, "Is this worry something I can do something about, or must I let it go?" If you can do something, make a small plan or take one step. If you cannot, take a breath and turn your mind to something else. With practice, this habit makes stressful feelings smaller. You will feel less afraid and more able to handle changes and surprises during your day. Other people's actions will not bother you as much, and you will find it easier to forgive small mistakes. If you learn to focus on your own actions, you will start to see small successes. Maybe you keep calm during an argument or finish a task you did not feel like starting. When you notice these moments, be proud of yourself. Each time you focus on what you can control, you make your inner peace a little stronger. This way of living does not mean pretending problems are not real. It means facing each problem with the clearest mind you can. It is accepting what is happening and still choosing your thoughts and actions wisely. If you want, you can share this idea with people you care about. You can talk about what is in each person's power and encourage each other to focus only on those things. This brings more peace to families, friends, and teams. Trying to control everything leads to disappointment. Putting your energy only on what belongs to you brings relief. When life feels uncertain, the habit of focusing on what you can control helps you stay steady, even if others are panicking or upset. As you keep practicing, you will learn to trust yourself more. You will be able to face harder problems because you know that your choices are always yours. Even if others do not agree, you can be sure in your actions and your values. The more often you practice, the more natural it feels. You will start to do this without thinking every time. You will notice moments when you feel better after letting go of worry about others or things you cannot change. These are signs of real growth in your mind. There may be days when you feel the weight of things outside your control. When that happens, return to your breath. Remind yourself of your own power and take care of your feelings with gentle thoughts. Give yourself patience as you learn. Working with your own mind, choosing your thoughts, pausing when you need to, and focusing on your own actions are simple habits. Each one helps you to worry less about the world outside and focus on what brings you real peace within. If you keep these ideas in your heart and use them each day, you will start to feel stronger, calmer, and more able to handle whatever happens. Others will notice your calm mind and may even learn from your example. You are always in charge of your actions and thoughts. No one else can choose for you. Your power is to keep your peace inside yourself, no matter what is going on outside. Understanding the truth about what you control and letting go of the rest allows you to stop worrying about what others think or say about you. You become less troubled by outside opinions, and you begin to value the quiet strength within your own heart. When you begin to trust in your own choices and look for peace inside yourself, you notice something else about the world around you. People everywhere have opinions and thoughts about many things. Sometimes those opinions are about you. Sometimes people will share their thoughts in ways that help you feel good. Other times, their words can feel sharp or unfair. Life is full of moments when people judge or talk about each other. It is easy to think that what other people say or think about you matters more than what you say or think about yourself. From the time you are young, you may hear messages about fitting in or being liked. Many people hope to receive praise and worry about criticism, but Epictetus taught that your true value cannot be decided by someone else's words or feelings. He believed that what matters most is what you know about yourself and how you act each day. If someone gives you a compliment, you may feel happy and proud for a short time. If someone criticizes or laughs at you, you may feel hurt or embarrassed. Both feelings are normal. But if you let other people's opinions control your feelings and actions, you may begin to lose your sense of what is truly important to you. You may spend your days trying to please others instead of living honestly and kindly. Epictetus wanted people to see that other people's opinions are only words and feelings. They are not a true measure of your worth. He encouraged everyone to pay attention to their own actions and thoughts instead. If you do your best to be honest, patient, and gentle, you can feel confident in yourself no matter what other people say. Every day, you might hear many different voices. Some will agree with you, some will not. People on television, at school, at work, or on the street will have strong opinions about how things should be done. It is impossible to make everyone happy. Even if you try your hardest, there will still be those who disagree or complain. If you start to notice that you are always thinking about what others might be saying about you, it can make your mind feel crowded. You may start to act in ways that are not true to yourself. You may forget your own values, but you do not have to do this. You can gently remind yourself that your value does not depend on having everyone's approval. Imagine that someone at work, at school, or among your friends says something negative. You might think, "Why did they say that?" Or, "What is wrong with me?" You might replay their words in your mind. In these moments, stop and remember what Epictetus taught. Ask yourself, is this opinion true? Does this really change who I am? Am I still living according to what I know is right? Often, you will find that someone else's harsh words say more about them than about you. Maybe they are having a hard day. Maybe they do not understand you. Maybe they use criticism because they are unhappy. None of these things are under your control. You can listen if the words offer something useful, and you can ignore the rest. Sometimes people believe that their reputation is the most important thing in life. They feel afraid when others talk badly about them, but your reputation is only other people's ideas and stories about you. These ideas can change from one day to another. One group might see you as wise, another might see you as boring. You cannot always decide what people remember or say. Your real task is to be a good person by your own standard. Epictetus explained that you should care more about your character than about your fame or status. Character is what you do when nobody is looking. Character is being fair, true, and kind, day after day. You decide your character with every choice you make. You cannot lose your character unless you give it up yourself. When you stop worrying so much about what others think, you become more free inside. You begin to feel stronger in your decisions. You may notice that you are less scared to make mistakes because you know they do not change your real worth. You start living for what matters to you, not just for applause or attention. It is natural to want to be liked. It feels good when people notice your efforts or thank you for your kindness. But this is only a gift, not a need. You do not need everyone to like you in order to do what is right. In fact, sometimes doing the right thing means that some people will not understand or agree. If you pay attention to your own values and your own acts, your inner peace will grow. For example, if you make a mistake, you can look at yourself honestly. You can ask, was I fair? Was I strong? Did I speak the truth? If you need to fix something, you can do so, but you do not need to accept every label or judgment from outside. You measure yourself by your actions and your intention. Sometimes kind people will give you advice. Listen and see if their words can help you grow. But if they only wish to make you feel small or weak, you do not have to carry their opinion in your heart. Not every voice deserves your attention. Many people believe that if a group agrees with them, then they must be right. But Epictetus warned against following the crowd without thinking. Even a large group can be mistaken. The crowd's opinion is only noise unless you find true value in it yourself. Stand firm in what you know is good and right, even when it is hard. If you are online and see unkind things written about you or someone else, you might begin to take these words into your heart. Remember that the online world is full of people who do not know your true story. Most of the time, their words tell nothing deep about you. Take care not to let strangers or people you barely know decide how you feel about yourself. You may wish for approval from family, friends, or teachers. This desire is normal, but you do not need to win love by being perfect. You do not need to change who you are for someone else's approval. If you are honest and gentle, The right people will stay near you. If someone leaves because you are true to yourself, it is still better than pretending to be someone you are not. Epictetus suggested building a habit of checking inside, not outside. At the end of the day, ask yourself, did I do what I believe is right? Did I act with kindness and fairness? Did I work hard and treat others well? These simple questions are more important than any outside report or comment. Even if others do not see your efforts, you know the truth about your day and your actions. There will be times when someone's opinion hurts. In those moments, give yourself space, pause and breathe. Remember, the pain grows when you believe that an opinion is more true than your own quiet knowledge. You can let yourself feel sad for a moment if you need to, but do not let the sadness change your gentle ways or honest heart. When you look at people who seem very confident or peaceful, you might think they never care about opinions. That is not true. Even strong people feel doubt. The difference is that they remember the lesson. Outside noise does not decide inner value. They practice returning to their own standards again and again. If you would like to become stronger in this area, you can create small daily habits. Each morning, you can remind yourself of your values and goals. Today I want to be patient. Today I will speak the truth. Today I will work with care. When you are clear about your own values, it is easier to ignore or forgive unwanted opinions during the day. If you do something kind or brave and receive no praise, see if you can be your own gentle supporter. Notice your good action and feel proud silently. If you receive criticism, ask yourself honestly if there is something you can learn. If not, let it pass by. Some people spend years trying to become someone special for others. They change their face, their words, and even their dreams. Eventually, many feel empty or lost because they are far from their real self. Epictetus taught that your well-being depends on being true to what you know is right. If you feel alone because you are different, remember that every person is unique. No one can understand your life completely. That is why you must be your own best friend. Celebrate your skills, your story, and your honest effort. The right people will see these things and respect you for them. Praise and blame both come and go. Sometimes you will receive thanks from others, and sometimes you will face unfairness. Both are only moments in life. What matters is steady effort toward honesty, respect, caring, and truth. People who always chase the world's approval become tired. They change again and again, hoping for love or attention. But real happiness does not depend on applause. It grows quietly as you act with care, do your best, and value your own journey. There will be times when people forget your good actions or remember only your mistakes. Do your best to forgive and release these moments. You do not owe anyone a perfect story. You owe yourself effort, kindness, and truth. If a friend or loved one is struggling with opinions from others, remind them of their own value. Tell them what you appreciate about their character. Help them see that outside noise cannot change true friendship or respect. In hard times, taking a moment alone to reflect helps you return to what is solid inside you. You can write in a journal, walk quietly, or just sit and breathe. Ask yourself what you truly need and what matters most to you. If you make a choice that others do not understand, but you know it is the best choice, trust yourself. Over the years, the people who matter will respect your honesty, even if they do not always agree. Some people are loud with their opinions. Some use harsh words. Others judge in silence. Remember, their opinions are like moving air. They pass by and then they are gone. Hold on to what is true for you longer. If you ever feel like you want to run away from judgment or hide from the world, breathe and remember that you are not the only one. Everyone faces this feeling. The key is to treat yourself with the same respect you would give to someone you care about. Each day, practice noticing when you start to worry about what others think. Gently bring your focus back to your own values and actions. Sometimes say to yourself, "Their thoughts belong to them. not to me. In some moments, you may even laugh at the old worry and feel lighter. Day by day, it will become easier to care less about other people's changing opinions. If you are in a leadership role or must make decisions for others, remember that your best guide is fairness and honesty. Not everyone will thank you or see every detail, but your goal is to earn your own respect first. Children and teenagers often feel the pull of outside voices, especially from friends or classmates. If you help young people learn their own values and act kindly, they will begin to feel stronger in the face of judgment. When you see someone else being judged or laughed at, you can choose to show them respect. Giving support or standing quietly by their side can mean more than words can say. Life brings moments when your actions are misunderstood. People may guess at your reasons or tell your story in a way that is not true. Instead of fighting every story, remember that the truth will be clear in time. You do not have to protect your reputation every hour. Your real life will show your true heart. Epictetus invited everyone to use their energy on what brings them peace. If there is something you can change in your actions, do your best to change it. If not, move forward and let other people's opinions pass by. Strong people will sometimes feel pain from words or stories, but they recover quickly because they trust their own goodness. Every time you return to your own values, you become stronger and more peaceful. You are not your reputation, your job, your number of friends, or your popularity. You are your actions, your words, and your choices. Only you decide what these will be. The practice of caring less about opinions is one that takes time and patience. Some days are easier than others. Each time you remember this lesson, you gain a little more freedom. If you try to please everyone, you will forget yourself. If you stand for what is right, you will remember who you are and become someone others trust and respect. As you let go of the need for approval, you find more space for compassion, both for yourself and for others who are also struggling with doubts and fears. Being true to yourself, even when it is difficult, brings deep comfort. If you face harsh words, remind yourself, "I know who I am." By practicing this day after day, you begin to live with honesty and gentle power. You are no longer thrown around by every opinion. Your peace comes from inside. Learning not to let others' voices decide your value opens the way to even greater peace. You will feel lighter and stronger inside. This calm mind helps you respond to others with care, and it makes it easier to keep your heart peaceful even when people around you are upset, rude, or troubled by their own problems. Sometimes you will notice people acting in ways that seem rude, angry, or unfair. There may be moments when someone speaks harshly to you, raises their voice, or ignores you. When this happens, it is very easy to let their behavior hurt you or make you feel angry in return. It is also easy to wonder what you did wrong or to believe that you are the reason for their actions. Epictetus taught that in most cases, the behavior of others is not really about you at all. People act from their own feelings, ideas, and struggles. Maybe the person who shouts is upset about something else in their life. Maybe the one who does not answer your message is worried or tired. Maybe a person who complains every day carries pain inside they do not talk about. You often cannot see what is going on in other people's hearts and minds. Their words and actions pass through you, but they come from somewhere in their own lives. Epictetus wanted people to remember that when others are unkind, you do not have to take it as a mark against yourself. You are not responsible for their mood or for the mistakes they make. When you believe that every rude action is about you, you carry a heavy load that does not belong to you. This makes your life harder and stops you from feeling peace. When you start to notice that most things people do come from inside themselves, your feelings about their words and actions can change. If someone snaps at you in the grocery line, you can pause for a moment. You can remember that you do not know what kind of day they have had. If someone forgets to invite you to a party, It might be their own carelessness, not a sign that you are unimportant. When unkind moments appear, you can say to yourself, "This is not about me." These words remind you that you do not have to use your energy worrying about things you cannot control. Your value does not change because of someone else's mood or mistake. Children and adults both struggle with this feeling. In classrooms, children may feel hurt if a friend does not share. At work, adults may feel insulted over small things. In families, someone's silence might make others feel ignored. That is why this lesson is important for everyone, every day. You are allowed to feel your feelings, but you do not have to believe every thought that comes into your mind when people are unkind. When your mind tells you, "They acted this way because I am not good enough," stop and look again. Ask yourself, what could be happening in their life? Did I really do something wrong, or is this something they are carrying from outside? Epictetus encouraged asking gentle questions instead of making strong answers in your mind. When you see that you are not the center of every story, your heart becomes lighter. You can start to let words pass by without holding them deep inside. There are many reasons why people act in difficult ways. Someone might be tired, sick, or stressed about money. Someone might be jealous, afraid, or angry about things from years ago. Some people never learn to share their feelings in a calm or kind way. The way people behave often has many causes you cannot see. If someone speaks to you in a negative way, you do not have to respond with anger. Instead, you can pause and wait before you answer. You might choose to say nothing. You can walk away, or you can answer softly. This protects your peace and does not give more power to a moment that is already hard. Sometimes you might be tempted to argue back or to make the situation bigger. Most of the time, this only brings more pain to everyone. Epictetus taught that staying calm and not taking things personally helps everyone, even the person who is upset. You can be kind without letting someone else's anger become your anger. When you think about your own life, you may remember moments when you acted from your own pain or stress. Maybe you once spoke sharply to a friend or a family member because you were upset. Maybe later you felt sorry for it. In these times, your actions did not come from who the other person was, but from your own trouble. Remembering this can help you be more gentle with others when they are having a hard day. Not taking things personally also means you do not live with the pain of every angry word. You do not let your mind get stuck in the past, worrying about things you cannot change. This habit is good for your health and for your happiness. It lets you move forward instead of being pulled back by hurt feelings again and again. If you live or work with people for a long time, you may start to see patterns. You may notice that some people have trouble saying sorry, or some get upset about small things often. Sometimes, these patterns have nothing to do with you at all. You are just present in their moment of difficulty. You can help yourself by building a habit of not carrying other people's problems on your back. You can say quietly inside, "I hope they feel better," or "their pain is their own." In this way, you keep your kindness, but you do not let their troubles become your troubles. This does not mean ignoring everyone's feelings or acting cold. You can still care about others and offer support. If someone you care about is upset, and you know you have done nothing wrong, you can be present for them, but you do not have to fix their mood or make their struggle your responsibility. If someone always blames you for their problems, you can calmly remember that not all anger or sadness needs to become yours. You have the right to stand by your truth and speak honestly without taking unhealthy energy from others. There are moments when you make mistakes, just like everyone does. If you did something that hurt someone, it is right to say sorry, to learn, and to try to make things better. But if you did nothing wrong and someone is still upset, remember that their feelings are theirs to own. It helps to practice a pause before making their feelings your own, When confronted with anger or blame, you can take one breath and ask, "Is this about me or something else?" Even if you still feel worried, this small space can keep you from being pulled into feelings that do not belong to you. In communities, schools, and families, people sometimes repeat the same arguments again and again. By learning not to take things personally, you can help stop this circle. You can be the one to bring a moment of calm, to show that there are other ways to react. Not personalizing everything means you give yourself freedom from many heavy thoughts. You find new space inside you for patience. Even when you wish things were different, you accept that you do not choose how others act, only how you respond. If someone is unkind to you again and again, you might need to set a strong boundary. This means clearly telling them how you want to be treated or giving yourself distance. This is not unkind. It is a way to take care of your own peace when others cannot control their actions. When you face strong criticism, you can look for any truth in it, then let the rest go. If someone attacks you without reason, you do not have to fight back or prove yourself. Your peace grows every time you walk away from a fight you do not need to join. While practicing this, some days will feel easier than others. There will be times when words sting, or moments when you take something personally without meaning to. Be gentle with yourself. Remind yourself that learning is slow, and every day gives you the chance to try again. You do not have to agree with people when they are upset. You do not have to accept blame for things you have not done. You do not have to be someone else's solution. These are choices you can make every single day, in big and small ways. Sometimes, the best answer to someone else's anger is silence. Sometimes it is a soft answer. Sometimes it is just a gentle thought, wishing them peace. Your own calm is your greatest help. As you practice, you might notice you stop worrying so much about what others are doing. You spend less time feeling hurt and more time feeling calm. You listen to your own needs and give yourself peace, even when others do not. Helping yourself in this way also means you bring peace to others. If you stay calm when others cannot, your gentle mood can sometimes help them too. They may slow down, breathe, and feel safer. Remember, you cannot carry everyone's pain or anger for them. Each person walks their own road and learns at their own speed. Your job is to keep your own heart clear and your mind gentle. Every time you choose not to take things personally, you are being kind to yourself. You are protecting your energy for things that truly matter: your actions, your health, your peace, and your real connections to those you love. Epictetus wanted every person to see that calmness is something you can learn and make stronger every day. The less you take other people's troubles into yourself, the more you see how much choice you really have. Calmness comes not because life is perfect, but because you trust your own strength. You will still feel emotion. You will notice pain, anger, sadness, or surprise in others. These feelings can be strong, but with practice, you can let them pass through you instead of building a home in your heart. If you make a habit of pausing, asking gentle questions, and letting go of things that are not about you, you begin to heal old hurts. You find that it is easier to forgive and to move on from past difficulties. You do not have to carry every story you hear or every blame someone else speaks. You can sort words and actions into separate baskets inside your mind, one for what is truly yours and one for everything that belongs to other people. It takes practice to do this. Some days you will forget and feel upset for hours before remembering Epictetus's lesson. Other days, it will feel simple. Over time, you become quicker at realizing which actions are not about you. Teaching children and young people this lesson helps them become resilient. When they know that not every mean word is true, and not every angry action is their fault, they feel safer in themselves. They can help each other and not push hurt forward onto others. Being the one who does not take things personally is a quiet strength, People may not notice at first, but over time, they will see you are steady. You do not rise and fall as quickly with every trouble. This makes you someone others can trust, and it helps you build deeper friendships. When hard feelings come, you can care for yourself like a friend. You can speak kindly to your own heart. You can say, "I am strong. I am learning. This is not my burden." Your words to yourself matter. Letting go of what is not yours gives you energy for what is. You can use your attention for what you truly can change: your thoughts, your work, your kindness. Even during a day filled with difficult people, there are small good things for you to notice and enjoy. As you grow more skilled at not taking things personally, your world becomes wider. You see that most trouble has nothing to do with you. You move with more freedom, able to care and let go at the same time. When you are more peaceful inside, it is easier to be patient, to forgive, and to build new habits that make every day a little bit easier. This patience and acceptance also help you build strong daily habits of calm, even when life gives you many small challenges. With more patience and acceptance, you begin to notice how helpful it is to have certain habits every day. Calmness and peace are not just feelings that appear by chance. They are built slowly, through small choices again and again. Epictetus taught that good habits are like steady tools. You can use them anytime, in any situation, no matter how simple or difficult your day is. Habits give your mind direction and help it know what to do. At first, practicing a new habit may feel unusual or strange, but if you repeat the same action day after day, it gets easier. Soon the habit starts to happen without you having to think so much about it. Your mind and body learn what to do, and your life becomes more peaceful. Epictetus believed that you can choose habits that keep you calm, even when other people are in a hurry or upset. He showed that anyone can create these simple habits, no matter their age, background, or experience. You do not have to be perfect. What matters is to try each day in small and gentle ways. One helpful habit is to pause before you react, even in small situations. You do not need a big reason to practice. If you get an unexpected message, hear a surprising sound, or notice yourself feeling impatient, you can pause for one breath. Each pause is a reminder that you have the power to choose your response. With practice, these pauses become natural, and your reactions are softer. Another everyday habit is to review your thoughts throughout the day. You can ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Is this thought helping me feel calm? So, when you notice an unhelpful thought, you can gently change it to something kinder or more patient. After a while, your mind learns to move toward thoughts that help you feel good inside. Bringing your focus back to the present moment is also a useful habit. Sometimes your mind wants to spend time in the past or the future, worrying or regretting. Epictetus suggested that you bring your mind back to what you are doing right now. Pay attention to small things like your breath, your hands, or the sounds in the room. This practice helps you feel steady and takes away some worry from your day. Epictetus knew that everyone faces worries, stress, and anger at some point. Calm habits can protect you when these feelings come. If you notice someone is acting upset, you can use your habit of pausing, then choose to listen instead of argue. If you remember to breathe and count slowly, your body and mind know how to stay relaxed even when a problem appears. Regular routines make good habits stronger. You can create simple steps for yourself in the morning, afternoon, and at night. For example, when you wake up, you might tell yourself, I will move gently and try my best today. During lunch, take a few breaths and say, I am thankful for this moment. Before sleeping, you can review your day and think, what went well? What can I try again tomorrow? These steps do not need to take much time or be complicated. Their power comes from repeating them each day. Being gentle with yourself is also important. Some days will be easy, and you may remember your habits without trying. Other days are hard, and you might forget or act quickly before you pause. Epictetus taught that on good days and bad days, the most important thing is to begin again. If you notice you forgot to use a habit, forgive yourself and try again at the next moment. Improvement comes slowly, with patience and kindness to yourself. If you learn better with reminders, you can write notes or set alarms to practice your habits. A short message on a wall, a gentle alarm, or a pebble in your pocket can all remind you to pause or review your thoughts. Eventually, these reminders will not be needed, and the habits will become part of you. It is common to want quick results, but calmness grows with time. If you practice your habits for one day, you will feel a little peace. If you practice for 1 week, it becomes easier. After some months, the habits are part of your daily life, and your mind knows them very well. You will feel proud every time you see your calm habits helping you in real life. People may ask how to build habits that last. Epictetus suggested starting small. Pick one habit, like pausing before a reaction or saying something kind to yourself each morning. Be gentle but clear with yourself. The more you practice, the more you trust yourself to keep going. If you live or work with others, your habits will affect them too. When you stay calm or listen carefully, other people may feel more relaxed. They might even ask how you stay so steady, and you can share what you are learning. Helping others with gentle habits makes the world a better place. Sometimes you may face a hard day when using habits feels impossible. Maybe you are tired, or someone is rude, or you feel sad. On these days, do not stop your habits. Even a small action, like pausing for one breath, is helpful. The habit itself gives your mind a safe place to rest during stress. If you fall out of your routine, you can always return. You do not lose your progress, even if you forget for a little while. The moment you start again, the habit continues to grow stronger. Children, teens, and adults can all practice good habits together. Families can use calm routines in the home, at the table, and when saying good night. In schools or at work, teams can remind each other to pause, to review, and to listen. Sharing these simple steps makes every group more peaceful. Epictetus said that practice is more important than theory. Knowing about calm habits is helpful, but using them daily is what brings results. Notice which habits work for you and make them a regular part of your life. Each person is unique, so you can change your habits so that they fit your needs. If you enjoy writing, keep a small journal of your habits. Write about what helped you today. Write about when it was hard to pause or stay calm. Writing brings ideas into focus and shows you your progress, one day at a time. If you do not like writing, choose a few moments each day to stop and notice your feelings. Ask, "Am I calm? Is my habit helping me?" These quiet questions help you stay close to your progress and remind you of your power to choose. Even if mistakes happen, each moment is a new chance to practice. You can always find one thing to do: a breath, a pause, a kind word, or a gentle action. Every step counts. Over time, all these small moments join to create a life filled with more calm and less stress. Habits support you during small problems and big challenges. When you are tired and someone says something rude, your habit reminds you to breathe before you reply. When you feel stressed from work or school, your habit of reviewing your thoughts allows you to see which worries are real and which are not important. Routines can also give comfort. When life changes suddenly, your habits stay with you. If you feel lost, going back to a small trusted step helps you feel safe again. Your mind remembers its practice, and soon you will notice calm rising inside you even during difficulties. When you face a problem, use your habits like tools. Pause, listen, think, and act slowly. Habits do not mean your feelings disappear, but they do help you choose what to do, no matter how you feel inside. It is helpful to practice habits when you are not under stress. During quiet moments, take a breath and review your thoughts. Notice if you can stay calm while things are easy. When a hard time comes, your mind will remember what to do. Epictetus also reminded his students that good habits bring small successes every day. Maybe you answered calmly instead of getting angry. Maybe you remembered to pause and changed your whole day. Notice these times and congratulate yourself. Each success is a sign of your growing strength. When you feel yourself changing, even a little, let yourself feel proud. Growth is slow and sometimes hard to see. Trust that your small steps are making a real difference. If you want to teach these lessons to others, remember to be a gentle example. Show patience and respect to children, friends, and co-workers. Use your habits openly when it feels right, or quietly when you prefer privacy. Others will see your habits and might want to follow them too. Problems such as arguments, mistakes, or bad moods do not mean your habits are failing. They are part of life, and your habits make them easier to handle. Use your tools each time you need them. You will see that challenges become smaller and easier to overcome. If you notice that a habit is not working anymore, or you want to change it, try something new. Habits are flexible. You can adjust your steps so that they help you better. The important thing is to keep practicing, keep choosing calm, and keep being gentle with yourself every day. There may be days when you feel tired or do not want to use your habits. On these days, it is enough to remember that trying is enough. Even when you feel slow, a gentle effort is still progress. Forgive yourself and rest when you must. Your habits will stay with you. As your habits become stronger, you may see your relationships improving. People might notice that you listen more, argue less, or stay patient during hard times. These small changes help you and those around you feel safer and more relaxed. Over many weeks and months, simple daily habits help you grow a peaceful mind. Your life becomes easier to handle, your struggles become lighter, and your heart becomes more open to kindness and understanding. Epictetus taught that daily practice is the secret to lasting change. Big ideas are good, but small choices make the biggest difference. If you look back after some time, you will see how much you have changed. Building good habits is a skill you can learn at any age. Start small, repeat your steps. Be kind to yourself during mistakes. Celebrate every time you notice progress. When simple habits become part of your daily routine, you find more freedom and peace. You spend less time feeling worried or sad and more time noticing small joys, caring for others, and staying calm. As you keep building these routines, other calm habits like gratitude, forgiveness, and self-acceptance start to grow more easily in your life. This makes every day better for you and for everyone you meet. When calm habits become part of your daily routine, your heart opens to even more gentle ways of living. You start to discover that there are simple attitudes you can hold in every moment. Epictetus spoke about 3 of these special habits: gratitude, forgiveness, and self-acceptance. These are not big or complicated ideas. They are small choices you make inside yourself again and again. Over time, they help you rest more easily and feel stronger, no matter what is happening outside. Gratitude is the habit of noticing and being thankful for the good that is already present in your life. Everyone faces days that are hard. Some days it may feel like nothing is right. But even on these days, it is possible to find something small that helps you feel thankful. A warm meal, a smile from a friend, a quiet moment, or even just the feeling of air as you take a breath. The practice of gratitude asks you to pay attention to these small gifts. You can start or end your day by thinking about 1 or 2 good things. If you cannot think of anything big, choose something very simple. Saying "thank you" inside your mind helps your heart relax and become softer. Some people write their thank yous in a small notebook. Others say them quietly before sleeping. There is no right or wrong way. What matters is your attention. Even when life gives you hard moments, the habit of gratitude lifts your mind away from worry. It reminds you that there is more to every day than only the trouble or pain you see at first. This habit does not deny pain. It helps you see both pain and beauty. With practice, gratitude becomes easier. Your mind starts searching for little joys instead of only thinking about what is missing. Forgiveness is another habit that brings freedom and peace. Forgiveness means letting go of the anger or hurt you feel about past actions, either your own or someone else's. Forgiving someone does not mean you forget what happened. It does not mean you say that what they did was right. It simply means you choose not to hold their mistake or hurt in your heart any longer. Sometimes people do things that hurt you. They may not say sorry. You may wait for a long time, hoping they will fix what they did. But Epictetus believed that your peace is more important than waiting for someone else to change. If you can let go of your anger, you will feel lighter. You do not have to tell the person directly. Forgiveness can be quiet, only in your own heart. It is a gift you give to yourself. Forgiveness works the same way for your own mistakes. Everyone does things they regret. Sometimes you remember an action from yesterday, last week, or even many years ago. If you hold on to these mistakes, your mind becomes tired and sad. Forgiving yourself is sometimes the hardest thing to do. It means telling yourself, I did my best with what I knew then. I have the power to do better now. Let your mistake be a lesson, not a punishment you carry every day. Letting go of anger or disappointment, whether towards others or toward yourself, brings more space inside for good feelings. This space becomes filled with new energy for kindness, learning, and care. You become more patient with everyone you meet. Self-acceptance is the third quiet habit that gives you calm. Self-acceptance means looking at yourself honestly and kindly, knowing that you are good and worthy just as you are right now. You do not have to wait until you are perfect or finish all your goals before you accept yourself. There are days when you might wish you were better or different. You might compare yourself to others or think you have not done enough. On these days, stop and notice the quiet truth. You are doing your best with what you have. Even if you make mistakes, you can still be gentle and fair to yourself. Self-acceptance does not mean you stop trying to improve. It means you respect your journey, slow as it may be. You can celebrate progress and forgive setbacks. When you make peace with yourself, it becomes easier to make peace with others. These three habits, gratitude, forgiveness, and self-acceptance, work together. Each one gives you a greater sense of calm. Each one helps you in moments of stress or sadness. You can practice them anytime and in any place. You do not need money, special tools, or the help of someone else. You only need a few minutes of attention and kindness for your own mind. You might wonder how to use these habits during your normal day. You can begin each morning by thinking of one thing you're grateful for. During the day, if someone upsets you, or if you feel pain from a memory, remind yourself that you can choose forgiveness. At the end of the day, take a moment to tell yourself something kind and true about who you are, remembering to accept yourself as you are today. Sometimes you may feel that gratitude does not come easily. There might be troubles that fill your mind, making it hard to notice good things. When this happens, begin with very simple details. The feeling of sunlight, the sound of your favorite song, or the simple fact that you can still move, speak, or think. Every small thing counts. Over time, your heart will notice more. If you feel that forgiving someone is impossible, give yourself time. Forgiveness does not rush. It grows slowly, without force. Some days you may let go of a little bit of your anger. Some days the feeling returns. Be patient. Even the wish to forgive is already a step toward peace. Accepting yourself may also feel hard at first. You might hear the voice inside your mind that says, "You are not enough." When this voice appears, try to answer with a gentle thought. You could say, "I am learning," or "I am trying." Over time, your mind will start to believe new and kinder words. It helps to notice how these habits affect others too. When you show gratitude, people around you feel more respected and helpful. When you forgive quickly instead of holding a grudge, relationships stay warm and strong. When you treat yourself with respect, others learn to do the same for themselves as well. If you are part of a family, you can invite everyone to share one thing they are thankful for every day. You can say sorry when you make a mistake, not only because it is right, but because forgiveness brings comfort to all who live together. If you have friends who doubt themselves, remind them of what you admire about their kindness or courage. These gentle actions create a circle of care and trust. Epictetus said that gratitude keeps your heart light. Forgiveness removes old pain and lets you move forward. Self-acceptance keeps your mind calm, even when the outside world is fast or loud. If you bring all three into your daily life, you will notice great changes over time. You may want to write one sentence of thanks each night or at the end of each week. Over months and years, these sentences show you how much good has been part of your journey. Even after hard months, your list becomes a map of hope. If you feel angry or upset with someone, try writing a letter, just for yourself, that lets out your feelings. You do not have to send it. Writing about your thoughts is a safe way to release pain. Once your words are on paper, it is easier to let them go and rest for the night. When you are hard on yourself, imagine what you might say to a dear friend. Would you be cruel, or would you offer gentle support? Treat yourself with the same care. This makes your inner world much easier to live in. If you notice you are feeling thankful or kind more often, celebrate this change. Your habits are growing. You are using the lessons of Epictetus in real life, not only in your mind. Some days will not go as planned. You might forget to be thankful. You might feel old hurts return, or you might criticize yourself too much. When these days come, just remember, you can always start again. Every sunrise is a new chance to act gently and use your habits. If you find it difficult to practice gratitude, forgiveness, or self-acceptance alone, look for support from others. Share your wish to notice more good things, to let go of pain, or to be kinder to yourself. Often, people will want to join you, and together you can help each other remember. If you have children, helping them learn these habits early is a precious gift. Ask them to find something to be grateful for at the end of the day. Teach them that saying sorry means you care about someone. Remind them that making mistakes is normal and does not make them less important. When life brings change, sadness, or trouble, these gentle habits give you a safe place. Gratitude lets you see what is left when things go wrong. Forgiveness helps you stop fighting old battles. Self-acceptance allows you to rest without carrying every mistake forever. It is common to want to rush self-improvement or healing. You might wish to forgive instantly, or to always feel thankful. Real change takes time. Every small effort should be respected. Epictetus believed that patience with your own heart is part of wisdom. Some people misunderstand gratitude and think it means ignoring problems or pretending everything is good. This is not true. Gratitude simply means looking honestly for what is also good, even on painful days. You hold the whole picture in your heart, not only the shadows. Forgiveness is sometimes seen as a sign of weakness. In fact, it is gentle strength. It takes courage to let go of pain, to wish others well, or to tell yourself that the past is over. This does not mean you must remain close to someone who hurt you. Forgiveness is for your own healing. Self-acceptance is not the same as ignoring your faults. It is a kind honesty. You see your good parts and your mistakes. You know there is room to improve, but you do not punish yourself every hour of the day. Kindness with yourself is strong, not soft. Notice how these habits change the way you react. If something goes wrong at work or school, stop and look for one small thing that is still okay. If someone hurts you, take your time, but keep your wish for peace. If you criticize yourself, answer back with a gentle word. Each day brings a new chance to practice. Some moments will feel easy and others will feel hard. No matter what, these quiet habits keep your mind steady. With time, you start to feel less controlled by outside troubles and more sure of your own heart. If you wish to encourage others, speak about your habits kindly. Share a sentence of thanks, offer forgiveness, or remind someone they matter. Your actions invite others to live gently as well. At any age, these habits make life softer and more honest. They cannot remove every pain or fix every problem, but they give you the strength to handle what comes with care and hope. When you add gratitude, forgiveness, and self-acceptance to your routine, your mind becomes more peaceful and calm. Bringing these habits into your life prepares your heart and thoughts for any challenge. The more you practice them, the easier it is to stay patient, to support yourself through ups and downs, and to keep your mind steady and hopeful. When you build a routine of gratitude, forgiveness, and self-acceptance, facing problems and reflecting on your actions becomes a little easier, even when life feels uncertain or difficult. Including gratitude, forgiveness, and self-acceptance in your days brings a gentle strength. These habits make your mind steady and your heart open. Even so, life can still bring many hard times. There will be days of trouble, sudden loss, or confusion. Sometimes problems grow out of small mistakes. Sometimes big changes come when you do not expect them. Epictetus believed that everyone must face challenges, and that these challenges are chances to practice calmness and to become stronger from the inside. Challenges arrive in many different ways. You might wake up and find that your plans have changed. Someone you love might act differently, or you might get news that upsets you. At school or at work, you might feel pressure or make a mistake that feels too big. In those moments, it can seem as if the habits of calm living are out of reach. Your thoughts may run quickly from worry to anger or sadness. When hard times come, first remind yourself of what is in your control. This is the same lesson you have learned before. You cannot always change what happens. You cannot decide what others say or do, and you cannot undo the past. But you can always choose your own actions in the present moment. You can pick your words, your effort, and your focus. If you practice facing problems instead of avoiding them, you grow inside. Avoiding trouble or running away from your feelings may bring a short relief, but the challenge will wait for you. Epictetus taught that looking at the problem directly with an open and honest mind is the way to grow stronger and to find real peace. You do not need special skills to face a problem. Start by pausing for a breath. Notice what you feel and accept it without judgment. You are allowed to have strong feelings. After noticing your first reaction, ask yourself what you can do, no matter how small. Maybe you can speak calmly. Maybe you can listen. Maybe you only need to wait for the first feeling to pass. Some challenges are very big. Maybe you lose something important, or you feel deep disappointment. In those moments, you can use all your habits together. Be gentle with yourself. Show gratitude for anything that is still good. Remember to forgive others and yourself, and accept that imperfect days are part of every human life. Support from others helps too. If you have a trusted friend, talk about what happened and how you feel. If you like writing, keep a journal during hard days to help your thoughts become clearer. But most of all, come back to your own power over your actions, words, and thoughts. Epictetus also asked people to look at each challenge as a chance to practice the calm habits they are building. It is easy to feel calm when everything goes well. Your strength is proved in moments when things do not go your way. Every problem is an invitation to put your peaceful routines to work. Every time you answer a hard moment with patience and understanding, your confidence in yourself becomes a little bit stronger. At the end of each day, even if the day was full of trouble or full of joy, Epictetus recommended a quiet habit of self-reflection. Self-reflection means looking honestly at your own actions, words, and feelings. You can do this in any quiet moment. Some people do it before sleep, others during a walk, or when sitting alone. What matters is the habit of checking in with yourself, gently and openly. Begin your self-reflection by thinking about what went well. Notice even small moments of kindness, courage, or honesty. Did you pause before reacting? Did you answer someone with patience? Did you act according to your values, even in a small way? These moments add up to a strong life. After you notice what went well, look at what could be better. This is not to punish yourself or to feed regret. It is simply seeing the truth. Ask yourself if there are moments where you could have used more patience, or where you wish you had paused before speaking. This is how you learn, not by blaming, but by understanding. If you made a mistake or acted in a way you did not like, accept it gently. Everyone has moments when they fall short of their best hopes. You can learn from these times so that you are better prepared next time. Say to yourself, "I am learning," and let tomorrow be a new start. Some people like to write down their daily reflection. Others just think quietly in their head. You can choose the way that fits you best. The important thing is to be honest and gentle, treating yourself as you would treat a friend who is learning something new. When a new challenge comes into your life, try to see it as a chance to use what you have practiced. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" you can ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can I use patience, courage, and care right now?" Every challenge you face with steadiness helps you in the future. Self-reflection is a strong tool for understanding yourself better. The more you know about your thoughts and behaviors, the more you can guide yourself toward calmness and wisdom. You begin to see your patterns, where you act from fear, where you grow angry, where you show kindness. Knowing these things helps you use your strengths and care for your weak spots. It is helpful to remember that no one is calm every moment, and no one is wise all the time. Self-reflection is not about perfection. It is about gentle improvement, slow and steady. Epictetus never asked his students to be perfect. He only asked for honest effort and a ready mind. If you help a child or friend reflect, invite them to share what made them proud or what they would like to do differently next time. Make reflection safe and kind, so it becomes a habit they want to use. Over time, everyone in a family or group can become better at handling stress and learning from mistakes. When life brings success, use self-reflection to notice what made it possible. Maybe it was your effort, patience, or help from someone else. Say thank you for these things and let yourself feel satisfaction for a job well done. This helps you balance joy with calmness so that good days also strengthen you. Sometimes self-reflection shows you that you need to make a change. Perhaps a friendship is hurtful or a habit is not helpful anymore. These are important discoveries. Change is often uncomfortable, but your practice of reflection can guide you with bravery and care. Life gives new lessons at every stage. Some challenges are for children, some come with work or family, and some arrive with age or loss. Having daily habits and regular self-reflection make every stage a bit smoother. You might find it helpful to use self-reflection questions at the same time each day. For example, every night before bed you could ask, "What was good today? Did I act with patience? Did I forgive myself and others? Where can I be kinder next time?" These questions, simple and gentle, guide your mind toward growth. If a problem you face seems too hard, remember you do not need to solve everything at once. Even if you do not know the answer yet, keep practicing your habits and checking in with yourself. Sometimes time is all that is needed, and sometimes progress comes slowly, step by step. You may meet a challenge that causes fear, sadness, or anger to rise. Even when your emotions feel too strong, begin by noticing and accepting them. Your feelings are allowed. Afterward, choose your action with care. Take one small step that leads toward calmness or a solution, even if it is just resting or asking for help. Epictetus said that every challenge, no matter how hard, carries within it a lesson or chance for growth. Even if you cannot see it right away, trust that your practice of patience, reflection, and effort will help you. Later, when you look back, you will notice how much you have learned. Some people think reflection is only for big problems, but it is useful every day. Small difficulties teach you as much as big ones. Even when a minor problem upsets your routine, you can use your habits and reflection to come back to peace. Each return builds your calmness. On days when everything feels too heavy, remember to be gentle. If you cannot reflect much or solve any problems, that is all right. Sometimes just resting or taking a little walk is enough. You can try your full habits again tomorrow. If your habit is to help others, remember to reflect on your own needs too. If you are always giving but never resting or caring for yourself, life becomes harder. Reflection helps you balance your kindness outward and inward. Sometimes you may feel frustrated that your habits are slow to help or that you do not grow as much as you wish. This is part of being human. Growth is slow, and wisdom comes little by little. Your gentle effort, even on slow or tired days, is enough. If you notice that you repeat the same mistakes, do not lose hope. Reflection lets you see old patterns. Once you see them, you can try new ways next time. Change may take many tries, but every honest effort matters. When your problems involve other people, reflection helps you find what you can do on your own. You cannot change someone else, but you can change your response. Your steady habits and calm words help others feel safer and may inspire them to reflect too. Even in happy times, reflection can help you enjoy peace without worry. Noticing what works, what brings you joy, and what helps you stay calm makes the good moments stronger. When hard times return, you remember what you have learned. If you wish to share these habits with others, speak of reflection kindly. Invite friends or family to join you in thinking about each day. Make it a routine of gentle honesty, not a time for blame or regret. Epictetus wanted every person to see their life as a learning journey. There is no final exam, no finish line, only the ongoing practice of patience, care, and effort. Each day offers new chances to practice what you learned before. You do not walk this path alone. Many people all over the world practice calm habits, face challenges, and use reflection. Sharing your stories and listening to the stories of others brings comfort and new ideas. If you have children or live with young people, reflection can be a game or a calming bedtime story. Ask what they liked best about the day and what would make tomorrow even better. Over time, they learn not to fear mistakes and to look for ways to grow. Life will always bring new problems and new change. With your steady habits and gentle reflection, you build a mind that is calm and open. Challenges still hurt, but they are not as frightening. Each time you face a problem with honesty and patience, you become more peaceful inside. As you continue this gentle practice, your calmness spreads to others. People notice your steady way, your honest words, and your kindness. They may ask you for help or want to learn your habits. Your routine of facing each day, meeting challenges, and reflecting on your experience gives you deep inner courage. Even when life brings surprise or pain, you know how to return to your habits. You know how to rest for a day and begin again. You face change with less fear. Reflection is a lifelong habit. It can begin any day, at any age. Every person can use it, even for a few minutes at a time. Each reflection is a quiet gift to your mind and your peace. Many people think a peaceful mind means never feeling strong emotion or having problems. But Epictetus taught that real peace is finding calmness and balance even when you are sad, angry, tired, or afraid. The habits you practice and the gentle way you reflect make this possible. As you keep using your habits, as you keep looking kindly at your actions and learning from your mistakes, you find that your emotions are less heavy. You know you can guide yourself, help others, and rest inside yourself when life is hard. All these calm and gentle habits, gratitude, forgiveness, self-acceptance, facing problems, and self-reflection work together. They create a steady base in your mind for whatever the coming days bring. Living this way, you can guide your emotions, act kindly, and help others do the same, bringing peace and understanding into every part of your life. Living with calm and gentle habits invites you to face all parts of life, including your strongest feelings. Every person feels emotions. You may feel happiness, anger, sadness, or fear. These feelings can arrive suddenly or with warning. Sometimes you may wonder if being calm means never feeling these strong emotions at all. Epictetus taught that feeling emotions is a normal and natural part of being human. He cared about helping people understand that you can feel deeply, but you do not have to let these emotions control what you say or do. It is common to believe that calm and peace mean having a quiet mind all of the time, or never getting upset. However, calmness is really about what happens next, about what you do or say after an emotion appears. You are not asked to become hard or cold inside. You are asked to notice your feelings, listen to them, and then gently decide what to do. If you feel anger, you do not have to shout. If you feel sadness, you do not need to close your heart. If fear comes, you can sit and breathe. None of these feelings mean you have failed. Emotions are just a signal that something matters to you. They help you learn about your values and what you care for. They also remind you that life is always changing. When a strong emotion begins, start by noticing it as soon as you can. Pause and give yourself a moment. You can say to yourself, "I am feeling angry," or "I am feeling sad." Speaking this truth takes away some of the power from the emotion and helps you become the leader of your actions. This is how you use the habits you have learned. It may feel strange at first to pause instead of acting or replying quickly. Your first feeling might be strong, but as you sit with it, breathing quietly, you will see that the feeling begins to soften. Each time you practice this pause, your mind learns a new way of moving from emotion to calm action. This is not about hiding emotions. It is about letting them pass through you and guiding your next step with care. Sometimes you will feel many things at once. You might feel upset with a friend while also feeling love for them. You might feel afraid about the future and also hopeful at the same time. It is normal for emotions to come in groups or to move quickly from one to another. Each feeling is there for a reason, but you can choose not to let any one emotion take over all of your actions. After you notice and accept your feeling, you can ask yourself, what do I want to do next? You can decide if now is the right time to speak, or if it is better to wait. You may wish to reflect on your feeling first, or perhaps to talk gently with someone you trust. All of these are wise ways to move from emotion to calmness. If you need to respond to a difficult situation, you have your habits to help. You can pause, focus on what you can control, and remember to be kind. These small steps make a big difference. Sometimes just waiting before you answer can save a friendship or make your day easier. Sharing calm habits with others helps both you and the people you meet. When you show that you can act without letting anger or fear guide you, you become a safe person for others. If a friend is upset, you can listen without jumping into the argument. If a family member is worried, you can stay steady and remind them that problems can be solved more easily with patience and care. Children learn about emotions by watching grown-ups. You can help the young people in your life by talking openly about feelings. Show them that it is fine to be angry or sad, but also that it is possible to choose gentle actions. Encourage children to pause, to take deep breaths, and to speak kindly, even when moods are uneasy. At work or in groups, sharing a calm habit can help a project or a meeting run better. You might suggest a small pause before a hard discussion, or gently remind others to listen more and argue less. These small actions bring more respect and understanding to everyone involved. Helping others learn these habits is simple. Use your own daily routines as an example. Whenever someone notices your calmness, share how you use pauses, focus only on what you can control, and choose gentle words. Tell the story without pride and without shame, just as you learned from Epictetus. When difficult moments come, people will sometimes look for someone steady to lean on. By practicing calmness, you can be a comfort to those around you. Your calm is not just for yourself. It is a gift that you can give to family, friends, co-workers, and even strangers who cross your path. These habits also make it easier to solve arguments and problems. If two people are both upset, they may say things they regret. If one person chooses calm action and gentle words, the problem can become smaller or disappear more quickly. Peaceful habits create space for listening and for solutions. If you live with others, having honest conversations about feelings and habits brings everyone closer. You can make family rules about how to handle arguments, such as always taking a pause or speaking about feelings before acting. Over time, families and groups learn that calm routines help everyone feel safer. Sometimes you may want to share these habits with people who are not ready. Remember that real change comes from desire and practice, not from force. Share your ideas kindly and give people time to try for themselves. Celebrate every small step you see, your own and others. As your habits become normal, you may start to notice how they shape the way you see the world. Small troubles no longer ruin your days. Problems feel easier to manage. You have more room inside for joy, patience, and hope, even on busy or stressful days. When you meet someone who is struggling, invite them to talk or take a walk. Just listening with respect is a calm action. Asking gentle questions and giving space for silence helps others slow down and listen to themselves. Remember what you practiced. Most problems need not be solved in a single moment. In times when you feel overwhelmed or tired, go back to the basics of your habits. Take a small break. Review your thoughts gently. Check what you can and cannot control. Be kind to yourself. Each small action renews your calm and helps you face the next hour with fresh energy. If your habits are strong, you will notice good changes in your health and in your relationships. Arguments become less sharp. Friends trust you more. Sleep is deeper, and you wake up with more hope each morning. The steady use of calm habits leads to deep well-being over months and years. It is helpful to remember that every person is still learning, including you. Growth never ends. Even after many years, you will meet new challenges. Your habits let you move through each change with more wisdom and less worry. If you slip or forget, start again the next day. Many people believe they must always be cheerful or always positive. Epictetus taught that being honest about your true feelings is better than hiding them. Accept your sadness and anger as you accept your joy. Each emotion is part of your whole self. They can guide you without needing to rule you. On difficult days, your practice of calmness and careful action is even more important. Pause more often. Give yourself room to think. Ask for help if needed. Share both your progress and your mistakes with people you trust. When you notice your feelings changing very quickly, you can say to yourself, "Feelings change. I accept them and will act kindly." This simple sentence brings you back to your center. Over time, your life begins to feel more peaceful. You worry less about what you cannot change. You spend less energy fighting with yourself or with others. There is more comfort in daily life, more patience for mistakes, and more honest communication. Epictetus's lessons show that calm habits are the root of happiness. You still do your work, care for your family, and solve your problems. The difference is that you do these things with a steady heart and a focused mind. You live one day at a time, using all the gentle steps you have learned. If you find joy in helping others, you can invite them to talk about their feelings and their own habits. Offer encouragement instead of advice. Listen just as much as you speak. Remember that every small, good action makes the world more peaceful. Self-reflection is a habit that never ends. Even after many weeks or months, take time often to notice how you use your habits, how you feel, and what you learn. Each step makes the next step easier. If someone around you is not calm or acts in anger, you do not have to follow their mood. You can keep your own peace and show another way. Sometimes your simple, steady spirit will inspire them. Every person can help spread calmness. Each family, team, or group that uses calm habits creates more safety and joy for everyone. Even one person who chooses peace can change an entire day for many people. When you meet people from other places and cultures, you will notice that calmness and respect are important everywhere. Habits of pause, respect, and self-reflection bring people together, no matter where they live or what language they speak. Sharing calm habits in your community supports children, parents, workers, and older people. A calm community faces difficulty together and celebrates together. When people work on calm habits as a group, they help each other and grow stronger. If you enjoy writing, share your calm thoughts in stories or notes. If you like music or art, show how these bring you peace. Use your special skills to make calmness more visible in the world. As you lead by quiet example, you leave a positive memory for those around you. Even after a talk or a brief meeting, your gentle habits can touch someone else and help them on their path. The life of Epictetus shows that anyone can build calm in their mind, no matter their circumstances. You do not need wealth, fame, or special training. Simple habits, used day by day with patience, can change your life and the lives of the people near you. Big problems become smaller. Good moments last longer. Change feels less frightening. Friendship and love become easier to keep strong. All these are benefits of simple, careful habits that you can use at any time. Each time you practice what you have learned, from pausing and guiding your thoughts, to being grateful and forgiving, to facing challenges with calm, to reflecting on your days, your heart grows stronger and your mind more peaceful. The calmness you create is not only for yourself, it brings comfort and hope to everyone you meet. The kindness you show becomes an inspiration. The steady way you face each day becomes a gift for your family, your friends, and your community. The teachings of Epictetus remind us every day that calm is possible. Peaceful habits are simple and powerful. You need only a little time, small steps, and gentle attention to create a life that is safer, kinder, and more joyful. Anyone can begin, and everyone can help share calmness in the world around them.